Hello and welcome. I'm Colin Daniel from riffninja.com, and this is lesson number 1 in a series of 3 lessons, and this is inspired by Howling Wolf. And the first lesson, the riff is inspired from Smokestack and Lightning. And first thing we need to know is the scale. Now, it kind of uses a 2-position scale. I'm sure most of you have probably seen this scale before. This is E pentatonic minor. It's a minor bass scale. So it's E minor, 5-note pentatonic. But we have an extension to that scale, a 2-position, which this riff bases itself, some of it. Just because you learn a scale doesn't mean you have to play every note in the scale, right? But you need to see where the riff relates to the scale and how that riff was derived. And I'm not saying that Howling Wolf used the scale like that, but for any of you that want to learn this, the best way to get it, unless you got an exceptional ear and you're naturally talented, your best bet is to work the scale first. Get familiar with this scale. Down-up picking really helps when you're practicing this scale, you know? So I start, and your fingering, keeping your fingers in the right position really helps too. For example, you notice that first I play the open 6th string, then I use my 3rd finger on the 6th string, 3rd fret, then I cross over to open A, then I use my 2nd finger on the 2nd fret, 5th string, then open D, then 2nd fret on the 4th string with my 2nd finger, then open G, then 2nd finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, then open B, then 3rd finger on the 3rd fret, and that's 2nd string, and then open E, and then 3rd fret, 1st string with my 3rd finger. Keep your fingers lined up. Now with this 2-position scale that I just played for you, when we get to the G, it's all the same until we get to the G. So, you know, we move up to the 2nd fret on the G string, and now what I do with my 3rd finger is I go to the 4th fret, 3rd string, and then I cross over using 2nd and pinky. Now I find this hand position way better than using your 1st and 3rd up here. So if you were going to do that and you want to avoid your pinky, you have to change the way you move into the 2nd position of the scale. I find this way with my pinky is very smooth. Down, up, pick. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to go over the riff. It's a very cool riff. The cool thing about blues is we can put a little bit of our own into it, little subtle things. So first I'm going to go over the rough idea of the riff. It starts with a low E, then it crosses over to the high E. So then it goes to the 3rd fret, and I use my 3rd finger for that. Now there is, in some of his repetitions of the riff in that song, there's a bit of a string stretch. It goes on. And it's not completely a semitone, it's just a little bit of a tweak on the string. You could even vibrato it. At the beginning though, I wouldn't worry about that, I'd just worry about doing this. Now the next step is pretty cool. Take your 3rd finger on the 3rd string and you slide up to the 4th fret. from the 2nd to the 4th fret. I don't really think too much about what fret I start on. I just slide up to the notes. So it's like, and once you get that note ringing, the B on the 3rd string, 4th fret, you need to get your 2nd finger underneath. So it goes like this. And that's a down up pick motion, right? Pick it down, slide up, let it ring, up, down, right? Because when you play it faster, if you don't have your down up pick motion, right, you're not going to get the rhythm of it. And then from there, 2nd fret, 3rd string, I use my 1st finger because it's pretty convenient. And then I cross over and get back into my hand position after I play the open G and then my E, which is my tonic or my root, right? It's the upper tonic. Now there's a few little variations to this. I'm going to go over this again slowly. Okay, that's the basic riff. If you can get your fingering down, then when you speed it up. Now, on this one, I added a little more, right? I like to add some open notes to it. I'll actually push off the G, the open G string, and then slide up, so I'll go. And I'll push off the G again to come back down. So I'll go off the G to the slide, then open G again. And this time I use my 2nd finger because the open G buys me a little time and I like my 2nd finger, maybe partly out of habit, but I like to keep my fingers lined up with the scale position because it gives me the optimal reach for that particular position, right? So again, and I'll sometimes add in one more. So I'll actually add in my open D with it too, and that's not really in the original, but I'm not meaning this to be a transcription of his riff, but basically the beautiful thing about the blues is we can put in our own personality and it's still a very recognizable riff. I've got all these little extra notes, push notes in there, but it doesn't take away from the riff, right? And we could have a lot of fun with this because what I like to do with it is, like, if you're not a singer, then it's just a riff, right? But if you were to put a rhythm to it, because this is a 2-bar riff, right? I even slide down sometimes. Those are all options. You can keep it as simple as, and it still sounds like the riff, right? So for fun, I'm going to add a little Boogie Woogie rhythm along with the Smokestack Lightning riff, right? Just for fun, so that if you're not a singer and you want to entertain somebody with this, you could, right? And so we're going to use this little Boogie Woogie rhythm riff, which is basically a perfect 5th harmony, like a power chord. So your open E 6th string and a fretted 5th string at the 2nd fret, and that becomes your perfect 5th. It's an interval. It's used to replace chords, but it's not a complete chord. Then with our 3rd finger, we add the major 6, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've got to do 2 bars because the Smokestack Lightning riff is 2 bars, so it's going to be a call and answer thing, 2-bar riff, 2-bar rhythm. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 riff. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you notice at the end there I added a little stretch. And then I killed it. Sometimes you kind of hear it. It seems like they want to do that sometimes. I don't know whether it's intentional or what was going on, but I like it with the extra stretch in it. So you can do that too. When you hit that 3rd fret, 1st string, you just mute it after you've stretched it a semitone. It's kind of right in between, right? Just stretch it a little bit. Notice how I get my 2nd finger underneath it. So you can have a lot of fun with that. Notice that in my first example, I just played one phrase, one complete phrase of the riff, and then played 2 bars of the Boogie Woogie. But the next time I demonstrated, I played 2 riffs. There's your first cycle, now the second. You'll also notice that sometimes I started the riff with, instead of just the low E bass note, I actually strummed the whole E major chord. The reason for that is I'm subconsciously trying to make the thing sound fatter, because in Smokestack and Lightning there's like 3 guitar players, a bass, you know, horns, all kinds of stuff going on. And when it's just one guitar, if you want to make it sound interesting and full, well, you need to kind of put the parts together to make it sound a little bigger, right? All right, we're done with lesson number 1. Get that riff down and have some fun with it. And we'll see you in lesson number 2. And if you like the way I'm teaching and you're hungry for even more, I've got a really great Rhythms and Riffs course based on these kind of ideas. And you can find out more about this course at riffninja.com/blues-rhythms. All right, we'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.